Welcome to Cardano over coffee. Please remember to join us live on Twitter Spaces Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1:30 p.m. UTC. Don't forget to join us at Rare Evo, Denver, Colorado, August 24th through the 26th. Use coupon code COC10 at rareevo.io to get 10% off. Remember to give us a like and subscribe on our YouTube channel and download our podcast on all platforms. Today we're joined by Victor, who's dropping a movie on the Cardano blockchain. The mint is live now with only 500 available. Grab your coffee and let's learn more about Wrath. After losing his family, David embarks on a path of revenge and loses his humanity in the process.
Welcome, Victor.
Yeah, thanks. This is my, I've hosted a lot of spaces from the Endmaker account to pretty much do what I'm doing here to, promote NFT projects and whatnot. But this is my first time, I guess my second time now promoting my own project. So it's a little bit weird being on the other end for the first time.
Oh, snack. Well, welcome. Tell us, this is my first time, I think, like talking to you on a Twitter space.
This is exciting to me. I had no idea that you were like into filmmaker like stuff and making movies. Like it was a shocker when I saw your name pop up on the schedule. I was like, "What? Victor is doing what?" So yes, I can't wait to hear it.
Who is Victor? Give us the short version of how you ended up here on Cardano.
Okay, short version. I guess it began in 2020, sometime during, I guess right before like the pandemic started. Just started YouTubing stuff, started trading on Robinhood, like Doge and stuff. And I guess just fell down the rabbit hole, just like everyone else. Found Charles' video and just, I guess, fell in love with Cardano and the whole idea of it. And then found I never had a Twitter space before 2020. I think it's 2020, my first time. Not a Twitter space, a Twitter account. So that was a whole new world for me too. I guess fell into crypto. I guess I first started out in the UNSIG community, and kind of like, I think it was right before, I think it was like Gauguin. No, not Gauguin. The way before that, right before Shelley began. So when we only had dataless, and it was kind of like boring, but it was like super intriguing to me still because everything was so new. So like just being
It was right before Gauguin. You were right.
Yeah, so like everything like was so cool, right? Like just like if you're barely getting to crypto and being able to transact, and dataless back then was just like super cool. It was like this beast of a wallet, which I don't even use now. But anyway, met like people like Patrick and Hero and like all the OGs, just being in Twitter spaces talking about Cardano. And then, eventually I started working for Endmaker and been working there for about a year and a half now.
Nice. So you work at Endmaker. Ooh, twist. Super cool.
That's not a twist. That's actually how I know him. I'm actually like associate Victor to Endmaker, and then this is like so cool that you're now presenting your own project.
Yeah, that is cool. I guess it's two different twists here, one for Jenny, one for me. Well, did you have anything particularly you wanted to start with, Victor?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I guess I can just give a little background to myself, maybe how I got into film, if that's okay.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. So I didn't always know I wanted to do film. I'm not like one of those kids who like, had like a camera and shooting and like I knew right away I wanted to do film. I definitely wandered for like a lot of years, just like, I wanted to do everything. I had a lot of interest, like whatever I watched, like TV, like if there was like Power Rangers or like WWE or whatever. Like I wanted to be from like everything from A to Z, right? From like astronaut to a wrestler, whatever. Because I just loved everything. And then, so I went through high school, did sports, and I started to venture into a little bit of liberal arts, like wrote for my newspaper. Now I always enjoyed creative writing, but I never really saw that as a career path, because that's not something that like your parents tell you to be, like to go to school to become a writer, right, or a filmmaker. So I just never like felt like that was in reach for me. So yeah, I just went to college, I went to community college, did the whole like just general education, still like wondering and like not really sure what I wanted to do. and I think I had like one film class in community college, and that was super intriguing, but still like not a thing that I knew I wanted to do yet. And then I met my future wife in college. Didn't have any money at the time, and I was just like, man, this girl's amazing. And I'm like, I'm just like some kid, with some broke ass kid. So I joined the military at 20 years old, and I think 2 years in, my wife and I got married. We moved in, and I was in Virginia for about like 5 years. And then I think in my third or fourth year, I discovered that like I loved films because, well, one, I don't know if you guys ever seen this movie reviewer. His name is Chris Stuckman, and I would always watch him for like movie reviews. And I always grew up with films. Like my parents, we weren't like, I don't know, like the family that like connects like emotionally, right? So we didn't like have these like long conversations, and like they didn't really like ask me how I was feeling and stuff like that, right? It's kind of that boomer mentality. But we always kind of like connected through films. Like they also, my parents also love movies and TV. So that's something that we would all enjoy together, just like whatever movie my dad bought or whatever TV show my mom was watching. So I just grew up with just that in my household, and just storytelling, and just a big variety of filmmaking. Yeah. So flash forward, I guess I would talk to my buddy all the time about movies and anime, and I was in the military, and I had a great experience and not so great experience in the military, but I knew when I first joined the military, like it wasn't going to be for me. It was just kind of like a means to an end. Just kind of just start my career, right? Save some money, get some my college paid for whenever I figured out what I wanted to do. And then, so I just figured out like, hey, I think I want to do filmmaking when I get out. So that's what I did. I got out of the military honorably. I think I took a year off to, find work and just get some more stability, because it's kind of hectic when you get out of the military for 5 years and trying to find yourself again. But then I went back I joined the Los Angeles Film School in like 2018, something like that. So I had like no prior experience of film, and I pretty much learned everything about filmmaking from like the ground up, from like film history into like, the whole mechanics of film production. And I graduated in 2021 with a bachelor's in film production, made a really close friends who are like my best friends today. Ended 2021, I think 2020, 2021, that's when the pandemic happened. And everything was kind of like, I guess, dreary, and like I wasn't sure like if there was like a future in filmmaking, because like the whole film industry was like, destroyed basically since it was shut down. So I was like, man, maybe there won't be a career. I don't think anybody knew what's going to happen after that. So but yeah, I still had to shoot my thesis, even though we weren't on campus anymore, and we were doing like all online stuff. So I decided to just like buckle down and like wrote my thesis like in like a month or two. And I wrote for there's a saying that in film that they say to write for the space that you're in, especially if you're like low budget filmmaking. So in that time I was in my mom's garage. I converted it to an office, and I was using that for like school and stuff like that. So I decided to like write for the office, and like I imagine like what can go down in this office, like just anything, because you want to be able to save as much money as you can, especially if you have like a low budget. So I wrote for like a 10 by 12 office, this entire story of like a horror film, of this guy named David who lost his family, and he's like seeking revenge, because in most horror films you only need like one location, and that's why a lot of filmmakers start out writing or shooting horror films, because it's a budget film. But if you're creative, you can make a pretty decent film, and I think I did accomplish that. So yeah, it was shot on one location. Let me take a break. So maybe if you guys have any questions, otherwise I'll just keep going.
Yeah, that's quite the journey. Just super quickly, this is totally boring, but on your website it says BAS. What's the S?
Oh, it stands for a Bachelor of Science.
That's what I was taught. So filmmaking is a science, huh?
I mean, I always thought it was an art.
Yeah, me too.
But I guess, I mean, it's film production, so it's like, I guess it's more technical. Yeah.
Yeah. That's fun. Did you have anything, Jenny? I know you're pretty excited. Or should
No,
I
I'm just
continue?
here listening. I mean, yeah, no, I didn't get a chance to. Another jarhead posted the link and tagged us, but I really didn't get a chance to look into it before. So I'm looking forward
Okay. And
to
then
watching that.
just so you know, Victor, these interviews, I'm not sure. I actually haven't checked. Never mind. These interviews typically go about 25 minutes.
Okay.
So just for keeping track of time. If people have questions, you can come on up and do the hand thing. But yeah, keep going if you are on the path there.
So are you minting this?
Oh yeah,
What's
minting is live right now. It just started at 7, so like 30 minutes ago.
Oh, today. Today is
Yeah,
the
it's live.
day.
It's live, and I have a
Ooh.
bunch of maintain questions. When we get there. Did you have more to what you were saying, Victor, or should we
Not
jump
yet. I
into
mean,
the maintain?
if you wanted to jump into like questions or whatever, I'm ready to answer any questions. Or if anybody saw the movie, that would be great. That way, if you guys have any questions for me, that'd be awesome.
Right. Yeah. Well, if you have questions for Victor coming up, meeting is live. 30 minutes ago, I didn't realize it was 30 minutes ago. I opened the page when you started talking, and did see here that you can mint 1, 2, or 3, and then there's a discount when you bundle. What's the functionality around bundling? Why would you bundle?
If you want to like buy more NFTs, you save I think $15 for the first. If you buy 2, you save $15. If you buy 3, I think you save $20 or $25.
Okay, like if you wanted to give them out or something.
If you want, let's say if you're like a bull, and you want like just buying one will obviously just cost for $50, but the more you
Right.
buy, the more appreciative I am. So I want to give you a discount. Yeah.
That makes sense. Um, cool. And then it says you are releasing this under a CC by NC, bunch of letters and numbers. What is
Yeah.
that?
So basically, that's a Creative Commons, I guess, license. Basically, you can. So if you buy the NFT, you have like the rights to not recreate, but like continue the story. And let's say you want to create like a prequel or a sequel or a comic book version of it. You're able to do that, like without that's your permission. So if you buy the NFT, you have that permission to do that, and you can distribute how you want. The only thing you need to do is give attribute basically the creator, the original creator, like based on the short film by Victor Duran.
Super cool. What's up, Quasar?
I watched the movie last night, roughly 7 hours and 45 minutes ago. I have the sound of a kazoo playing in my head, and I don't know who did the soundtrack at the end, but I'm just going to stick with that memory for now. But it's a movie. It's great. It's scary. It's violent. But the kazoo, I'm sticking with kazoo, man. I liked it.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. Yeah, that all the music was original. So I basically went on Fiverr and did some research, try to find some people who I thought would have the sound that I wanted. And the guy who actually did the song for the end, he's actually, I mean, he's very multi-talented, but because I knew there's a certain sound I wanted, so I went to someone who makes children's music, and so yeah, I hit him up. I'm like, hey, can you make me this track? And he did like one version, and then like it was not exactly it, and then I had to like I guess redirect him, and then he made something perfect for me. So I absolutely loved it, and I think you like it too. So I'm really glad to hear that.
Yeah, but did he know what? Did he know the movie? Has he seen what is
Yeah,
being used for? Okay.
yeah. I showed. I think I sent him the link to the film or a clip, and yeah, I forget what I directed him to, but I told him cheery. The original song I had on it for that scene was a Beach Boys song, but obviously I can't use that. But that was the kind of like the placeholder.
Awesome. So does that CC license allow people to use anything with the movie, or if the NFT art itself?
Um, The movie specifically, NFT art. Yeah, I mean, sure, why not? I mean, anything in that NFT basically, to I guess recreate. It's more of the story, because I don't know how much you could actually do with the content, to be honest.
I mean, there's some parts of the story, like some of the scenes with with some of the commentary. It could be really fun to do some stuff with.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think as the creative whole, like the whole art piece, you can just remaster, do whatever you want, as long as you give, like I said, attribute the original artist. That's fine. Yeah, and then if someone, sorry about that, and then if you create something, someone I think is also allowed to recreate from your piece, and then they have to attribute you and then the prior artist as well. So it's just like it's kind of like an open source. I also have an open source license there too, from Endmaker, as a PDF. So if you guys want to look at all the rights that you get, you could also go through that too.
Is it like attached to the
Yes.
NFT, the IP?
Yes, it's all attached.
Do you have it on the blockchain?
On the blockchain, you mean like on chain?
Yeah.
Yes,
Not on a,
Oh, it's in the NFT. So like how you have like sub files, so it's a sub file as a PDF. The license.
Is the PDF pointing to an IPFS link? Or
Oh yeah, it's an IPFS. It's an IPFS link. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's so funny hearing Quasar describe his take on the movie, and then hearing you say you were looking for a child's or something music player or something like along this line.
Scary and violent.
Created this crazy dissonance in my brain that I'm still recovering from. Cook time, you came up with me. Were you gonna add something?
Oh yeah, I mean, I was just looking all around the page or your profile, and yeah, so it's good. I don't know if the quantity was talked about, but it's going to be 500 NFTs. Yeah. Do you want to talk about why you decided 500?
Yeah, I actually reduced it to 480, just because I think I was trying to like create rarities and even distribute it, and it was kind of difficult with the numbers that I was using. So I lowered it to 480, and then I originally had 40 unique covers, but I also reduced it to 30 because there were some that were kind of like too much of the same. So I didn't want to have like just small variations of things, because then I feel like that's kind of like cheap. So I wanted to have like things that are like look very unique, as opposed to like just variations. But yeah, the reason for that, sorry about that. The reason for having I think it's a pretty low count. I just feel like that's more sustainable for me as a creator to be able to, I guess, give back to my my buyers basically, long term. And I do want, and I'm going to incentivize burning the NFTs to even reduce the supply even more, through like other claimable stuff. So
that means the policy is going to remain open?
The policy is going to remain open for 5 years. So that gives me enough time to like produce more pieces of work, whether that's a film, a comic book, a short story, whatever it may be. That gives me, I think, enough time. So in 5 years, it'll lock.
Awesome. Yeah, it's good that you kind of evaluate the market sentiment before throwing out some numbers. I know some projects they go straight for the 10K, and then they wonder why there's not.
Stop flooding my bag, Coke time.
But I'll toss it over to Quasar.
Before Quasar get in here and say something random, what is obsidian?
That's just like
obsidian.
Yeah, you said it right. It's just a variation of obsidian because it's been taken. So I'm like,
okay.
So I just put a Y in there. I mean, I feel like most people just use variations of like names anyway, like Eternal, without an A or whatever. Yeah. It's just my website, umbrella of like a bunch of projects that I'm gonna put on there. Yeah, kind of like a brand.
Is that a company? Because it says "Let's work together."
That's just my company. It's not an official company, but if I maybe I will make it an LLC or something.
So, are you who are you wanting to get in touch? The thing that says get in touch on your site.
Yeah,
What's
that's a
that
great
for?
question. Thanks for that. Pretty much artists or developers, anyone who's interested in making anything. They have an idea, specifically artists, because I'm not really like I'm a writer and filmmaker, but I can't draw for anything. I'm not that type of artist. So I would love to work with someone who's a comic book artist or someone who's really talented to put out some work, specifically comic books.
Neat. What's up, Quasar?
All right, this is going to be Quasar on behalf of the Cabaret Voltaire Hard Fork film art critic extraordinaire. I saw the movie as a story or an allegory or metaphor for the Endmaker wallet and Game Changer and open source and decentralization. Was that the intent of the artist?
No, man, I don't think so.
Oh my gosh, Quasar, you're so weird.
No, like watch the movie, and because I saw it last night, and I'm like, who's on here? And I'm like, oh, somebody from Endmaker. Like, this would be cool, a game changer, and then flip the Endmaker. And I mean, I love Endmaker and Patrick, and I'm like, what's this movie about? And I'm like,
Okay.
oh no.
Oh, we had someone come up. Did you have a question? Go ahead. Incubus.
Yeah, hey, I had a question for Victor. It's kind of weird that we got into space with
Yeah.
him. We're also minting on InMaker on May 15th, but we're artists and AI developers, and we're developing a graphic novel, and we've been searching for somebody who makes movies to actually collaborate with. So we've been sitting here listening this whole time, and like we see the guys from InMaker pop in, and then we hear Victor talking, and we're like, oh my god, we were supposed to be in this space. I didn't mean to just jump in and start talking about myself, but I really wanted to hook up with that Victor guy. And also, we're all prior military vets over here too. I did my time out in Pendleton. So anyway, would love.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, would love to hook up with you, man. Like we're making a graphic novel. If you get the opportunity, take a look at some of our stuff. We're big time writers, and we post all of our stuff on Reddit and Medium right now. We got triple digits in the stories. We're into the horror genre and suspense and things of that nature. But like I said, man, just check out our stuff and see if you're interested and give me a shout out. Because I'd also like to pick your brain about how it's going on the InMaker platform too, because I really like those guys a lot. Like we tried to go with a lot of different launch pads before, we actually decided to go with them. And they were the ones who reached back out to us multiple times. Any question we had or anything, they were just super cool and super accommodating about anything. So it's nice to actually meet somebody else that's minting right now and just be like, how's it going? What all you going through? Because that's coming up for us in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, man. Thanks for reaching out. And I just followed you. So yeah, maybe we'll be in touch. And that's awesome that you're also making, I guess, comic books and that you guys are into the whole demon lore. I'm not like a Satanist or anything, just so everybody knows, but I love
No,
horror.
Watch the movie.
we
Watch the movie.
aren't either, man. So if you read the first lines on our website, the angels win. It's a fight between the fallen angels and the archangels that escape through the dark web to the earth. And either way, the end of the story, just spoiler here, the angels obviously win.
Yeah, I'm actually always opposed to the good guys winning. I love my stories when the bad guys win.
Well, then you need to go read our Reddit stories, because a lot of those, they do not have happy endings, so to speak.
Yeah, because then it's not, for me personally, I don't think it's horror if the good guys win, because then it's like, oh, everything's okay, it worked out. It's more of like an action adventure where, yeah. So, but no, I'm also super intrigued with the whole demon and angel lore, and I also have a story kind of surrounding the whole, all of that. So I love that stuff.
Nice. We definitely got to hook up, man. Shoot me a DM.
Yeah, for sure.
And hope your event goes well, man. Really do.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
No worries.
Wow, look at that. If I was a different personality, I would claim all efforts is going to come from this collaboration and demand royalties for putting you two together. But I'm Lido, so we don't roll that way.
I don't digress.
Cool. I digress. Give us the details on the mint again. All the details on the bundles, the specials, all that stuff. Where, how long?
Yeah. So you can mint on my website. It's in the links in my bio. It's obsidian.com. Selling an NFT. Each NFT is $50. So it's priced in USD, but you can pay in ADA, Sol, ETH, and credit card. I think it actually works out better to price it in USD, because that just gives kind of I think it's less volatile, because I mean, no matter what, the customer is going to spend $50, right? It's not really like they have to get more or less, right? More ADA depending on the volatility of the market. So I think it's just more stable that way, and it's just easier for people to understand the pricing. But yeah, I think I said it was 480 NFTs, 30 unique covers. And there's some of the covers at the top if you guys want to see them. And you could also go on my website to see more covers. Yeah. Oh, and then super long-term plan is to just incentivize burning to get the supply even lower by offering like claimable items, like more art pieces.
That was my next question as far as what next. And then my other last question is, this is your standard Lido question. What's your 50-year plan to make sure these NFT don't disappear from people wallets?
50 year? That's a long time. If we're still around. Yeah, I mean, I guess just back them up through IPFS. Do like layers, right? Like multiple times through different services and stuff like that. But either way, if I'm still alive in 50 years, yeah, I mean, if you still have an NFT and if there's ever any issues, I'll make sure that your NFT gets fixed, or you'll be able to claim an even better NFT, basically.
There you go, folks. And
it's like
you can take that to the bank.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. Like I've been, I'm pretty public, out there, and I'm gonna just keep focusing on creating art. So, yeah.
Super cool. Anything else, Jenny and Coach Time, before we wrap up here?
I'm all good on my side. Thanks for coming by, and I loved learning about it. Got to check it out.
Yes, please watch the film, everybody. It's only 10 minutes. I think it's super fun. Yeah.
Ooh, it's only 10 minutes. Wow.
Yeah. It's a short film.
Short film.
Yeah. In my head, I was thinking 21 minutes. I don't know why 21.
Yep.
But
10 minutes.
That's great. I actually like shake my pants every time I watch scary movies. But I know 10 minutes.
No, I watched it twice. I watched 3 minutes 4 times. You're gonna want to go ahead and get the Depends ready.
I can picture you with that cute little yellow blanket like wrapped around you while you're watching it.
And the thing is, I scream before the scary part happens. The anticipation up to the event is the most scary. It's the scariest part.
Yeah.
So don't take Lido to the movies, guys. Just don't take him to the movies.
He's like the dog that shivers.
I actually think it could be scarier too. Like I think this is very light. The next one I'm writing is way more gory and scary. So.
Sheesh.
So it's gory. Ooh.
Well, I'm not even a fan of gore, to be honest. Like it's not even.
Yeah, I'm not into gory stuff for sure. I like scary, but not gory.
Well, in this film, there's no like actual. I actually believe like showing less is more scary. So I don't really show like the actual act of someone getting like. I don't want to spoil anything. But, like I don't actually show the act of violence.
Man, I want you to though. I want you to. I wish everybody had seen it, because this conversation would be awesome. I mean, it is awesome, but the act of violence and the causation.
Yeah. I actually feel like it's more like a drama than a horror film, honestly.
Thanks for listening to Cardano Over Coffee, and a special thanks to our guest Victor. We can't wait to check out the movie Wrath. Don't forget to join us at Rare Evo in Denver, Colorado, August 24th through the 26th. Get your tickets now at rareevo.io. Use coupon code COC10 for 10% off.